Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to a special bonus episode of the Anime Hour. My name is Lou from Lou Talks Anime, and I don't have a special nickname for Dakota this time because it's not an official episode. Dakota, how you doing tonight?
What's up, you fucking weebs? It's me. Actually, not drinking this time. I have a can of cold ravioli from Chef Boyardee and some water because I am really exhausted. So, what do we have in store today, Lou?
Well, what we have in store is actually us responding to some comments. In episode 0, we asked for people to leave their top 5s in the comments, and we got a few of them. And I thought we would, as a thank you for, the very overwhelmingly positive response, that we would go ahead and respond to them here in video form.
Baka Bonus, everybody. It's going to be our equivalent to bonus meme. It's going to be great.
All right, first up is Marya, and their top 5 is FMA Brotherhood, Revolutionary Girl Lieutenant, Sailor Moon, Inuyasha, and Toradora. Any thoughts?
Any thoughts? First of all, Utena above Sailor Moon by far. And Sailor Moon's got a lot of nostalgia, but Utena is just, whew, it's good shit. It's good shit.
Dakota,
and it's
can I confess something?
You never seen Utena before?
I've never seen Utena.
Man, it's on Hulu. I don't know if you have Hulu, but it's there. I don't know where else it is.
I
never
Hulu.
Thought to fucking look, but it's there.
See, here's the thing for me with Utena is, like, when I first got into that mindset of, all right, I want to see that avant-garde, surreal style of show, I think it was after having seen Penguin Drum. I was very much like, all right, I want to watch this, but I want to watch it in Blu-ray quality. And at that point, there was only the DVDs out. Mm-hmm. So this was before the Blu-rays came out.
Gotcha.
And, they released the first collection, and then they released the second collection, and then there was a long period of time, and I'm not sure if they've released the third collection yet. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm really excited to watch that at some point. I don't know. It just has been like revered by so many people. Like, you hear people like Subtitled Anime and Jack from Under the Scope, and basically like that whole corner of the community,
just
like
worshiping you. No. Utena.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like I've consistently for many years heard good things about Utena, so like I really need to watch it at some point.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is always a dope choice. All FMA versions, like you said, have a special place in our hearts. Sailor Moon and Inuyasha, great nostalgia purposes, and Toradora is always a solid choice for such a good romance or tsundere anime. I love it because it's a totally different show by the second part of it. I give this list, we're rating them out of 5 because they're top 5s. We'll do 3.5 Lou's not watching the anime out of 5.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, the next list is from Nick Nelson, and his list is Steins Gate, Clannad After Story, March Comes In Like a Lion, A Silent Voice, and Flip Flappers. Dakota, do you have anything to say?
You are a very cutesy, sad, and interesting person, Nick. A Silent Voice is cute but sad. It's definitely not as good as The Boss Baby, but you have Flip Flappers, which is a great solid show to watch. March Comes In Like a Lion is something that I've always wanted to watch but never did. Clannad After Story is just sad, and then Steins Gate is sad at moments but also fun and interesting. So, any of these you want to talk about, Lou?
I'll say that March Comes In Like a Lion is an amazing show. Definitely want to see the second season. I've seen the first season and I loved it. The thing with me was when the second season came out, I wasn't watching seasonals. So I was of the mindset of, all right, I'll just wait till it's done and then I'll marathon the whole thing. And I just haven't gotten around to it. Still, that said, it's visually super impressive and definitely very engaging from a narrative standpoint. And the characters are fun. Sometimes they get a little mopey and sad and shit, but that's fine. I'm cool with that shit. Like you said, it's a very sad list.
Yeah.
Steins Gate is an all-time classic. So that one,
Yeah.
and yeah, you basically like said
It's
what
one
I
of
had
those
to
where
think
if I
about
see
Flip
it-
Flappers.
Yeah, if I see it in the top 5, I'm just like, that's a solid voice. That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I for several years considered it top 5, and then Mahojin Guru Guru came into my life and said, "Fuck you, Steins Gate."
Get the fuck out of here. You've been evicted.
Yeah.
Pay your rent.
It is got demoted. It's still top 10 for sure.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Like, I can respect anyone that has that in their top 5.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about, or definitely not the OVA. The OVA wasn't very good.
Man, the OVA. We're talking about the one where they go to America, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I loved it because it was when I watched Steins Gate, I was content and I was done. And I was like, that was great. Then I saw they had an OVA. I'm like, oh, I'll just check out this OVA right quick. And then it brought me back into wanting more, and I liked it. I think.
See, but the thing is, what if you didn't get the more? That's the problem.
Yeah, until last year, and that was not even more. It was more like an alternate. I would say Steins Gate 0 is almost just like a visual novel-esque spinoff. If we're being
Well, I haven't seen it.
okay, I'm gonna shut the
So
fuck up now.
I need. No, it's fine. It's fine. I know that Okabe wants to fuck his phone. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the extent of my knowledge of Steins Gate.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
We do. I mean, that's where technology is heading right now.
All right, so this list is going to get. Oh fuck, which one was this? Nick. Okay, you're gonna get for the cutesy stuff. I'm giving you a 3. Fucking your cell phones out of 5, and just don't get me wrong. When I say 3, by the way, guys, I mean that's good. That's average. It's not bad. It's not.
I mean, even if it's a 1 out of 5, shit, man, you're entitled to your own taste and opinions, and we respect them.
It's true. So if you see me go, a 3 is my average for like, that's good. I don't know why everybody thinks like it's, I don't know, it has to be a 5 out of 5. It doesn't have to be a 5 out of 5. So, Lou.
All right, the next list is from my boy, Garrow the Hero.
Hey.
And Garrow says, his top 5 are Monogatari series, Kimi ni Todoke, Gundam 00, Three Gatsu no Lion, Your Lie and April. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing Your Lie and April. But anyways, so any thoughts, Dakota?
We have 2 reoccurring ones, being Three Gatsu no Lion and Your Lie in April. Gundam 00 is going to be in a movie theater somewhere, right? So I guess I should watch that. Kimi.
I've never seen Gundam 00.
Oh, okay. Let's see. What was that last one? Kimi ni
Todoke.
Okay, let me just look up a picture of that and see if I know what that is. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's a shoujo series, kind of old.
So, kind of old shoujo series. That sounds like some good shit. And then a Monogatari series, of course. I will give this 3.2 shaft head tilts out of 5. Jiro, you got me. I'm gonna watch Kimi ni Todoke now.
I love the Monogatari series. I have purchased a significant portion of it, so like I'm financially invested at this point. I have given Shaft many a dollar, specifically, like through the proxy of Aniplex of America.
I was about to say mostly because of Aniplex.
Yeah, because they're assholes that charge you like $20 per episode, but that's beside the point. Aniplex, if you would like to sponsor this podcast, and we know you have money, feel free to do so. Three Gatsu, like I said earlier, is really good. I've never finished Your Lie in April. I actually dropped it about halfway through. I felt like once he gets to the point where the main guy performs, that
this bitch is sick. And then it's like, oh shit, and then that's where everybody ended.
Yeah.
A lot of people dropped off right where you were talking about, where he performs and she's not there.
That's basically it. I was just like, okay, this is a happy ending for now. This is good.
Cause that was a good I don't know, man. That would have been a good ending. I mean, regardless of like because the rest of the show is basically just characters growing together before the inevitable happens.
Yeah. I mean, I know what the ending is, but still, It's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
I may at some point want to watch it when I'm in the mood to be sad. Like I kind of remember things, at least up until like episode 8 or 9 pretty vividly. And then after that, it just kind of like falls off a cliff. So I'll have to rewatch from there. But yeah, that's fair. So next list.
Wait, never mind. I already did head tilt. You're right. What's the next list?
All right, so the next is from Andreas. And Andreas has Haibini Renmei, Monogatari series, Made in Abyss, Puella Magi Madoka Magica, and
Okay, see, 2 of these are ringing bells, but I don't quite know.
Which are those 2?
Then I guess never mind. The Renmei.
Haibini Renmei?
Yeah, it sounded like a regular bell, but I did not recognize this at all.
It's a show about a person that is like an angel, and it's pretty great.
Oh my god, please tell me Yurikuma Arashi's the fucking bear.
Yes,
one.
it's the bear.
Oh,
one.
yes!
I fucking love that show. It's great. Yuri Bear
for the longest fucking
dude,
time.
Same. Yuri Bear Storm.
Man, I give you before I even have Photoshop, I had what was the bootleg?
Gimp?
The Great Value.
The Gimp?
Gimp. That's it. Yeah. I had that. I did a video just photoshopping like just pizzas or Subway subs all over these this thing, and it was fucking great. And then I would tweet them at Subway, and I never got a response.
I mean, I don't blame them for not responding to you. Nah, that was this show was directed by Ikehara, just like Utena, just like Sailor Moon. A show that like this is one of the. I think I saw this one like right after Penguin Drum. Like I saw Penguin Drum and I was like, oh, okay, this is another thing done by the same dude. Let me go ahead and watch this. And then I watched it and it was pretty great. It's really fucking weird, but like still great.
The show is 4 years old.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about that. I think
I remember watching this in. Holy shit, I'm old. Okay.
I think he's coming out, or Ikehara that is coming out with a new show, but I'm not sure when exactly. I'm trying to find that out right now. And I'm going through his My Anime list, and it's like 100 things of Sailor Moon. He's done a lot of shit. Usually scripting and storyboarding.
Madoka Magica. I'm starting to see a trend here with those 2. Madoka Magica was fucking hype when it came out, and then I don't know, man. What are your opinions on movies, especially movie 3? I'd love to know your thoughts on that.
On Rebellion,
because if this guy's talking about just Madoka Magica, I'd be like, hey, but if he's talking about the movies, I don't know. I'm not a big fan.
All right, here are my thoughts on Rebellion. I think Rebellion is entirely unnecessary, and it leaves the franchise in a bad place unless there is more made. Like there has, for me, to see Rebellion justified, then more Madoka has to exist. And I don't know if there's gonna ever be more Madoka, so that's where we're gonna stay.
Rebellion was made in 2013.
Jesus fucking Christ, 6 years. Can you believe that shit?
Yeah, funny story. Shout out to Dank Drummer, our boy Brooks. Back in the day when we first met in 2013, right after the Rebellion movie released, he told me a story where he was like, I want to go get in the Madoka Magica. I'll just go see Rebellion and see what happens. With having no prior knowledge to Madoka Magica.
Oh, that's fucking great.
So he got halfway through the movie and he was like, this is a very bad idea.
It was definitely a bad idea. Shit, man. I can't imagine how bad that is.
Oh, my God. And then he probably went back to watch the first episode and was like, this is nothing like I thought it was.
I mean, it's just a happy-go-lucky magical girl show, Dakota. What are you talking about? It's just like Cardcaptor Sakura and Sailor Moon and fucking Pretty Cure.
Princess Tutu.
And and that shit. It's just normal magical girl shit.
I'm going to give this one, Made in Abyss is in there too, which is fucking hype. Andreas, you get 4 Madoka Rebellions out of 5. Which is good. It's good. What would you rate this thing as?
That's a 5 out of 5 for me, dude. I fucking love Haibane Renmei. It's a great show, old, but it's still, I would argue it's still
maybe if I
up.
watched Renmei, I probably would have made that 5.
I mean, it's pretty great. I love the Monogatari series, as I said earlier. Made in Abyss is a great show. My only complaint is that there isn't more of it. I know they're making a movie. I'm not sure if that's going to be a recap movie or a sequel. I think that they could probably condense it into a recap movie and it probably tell the story a little bit better. But
do you remember the list of questions you made for me and Sydney? And there was a Made in Abyss question on there.
Yeah, I don't remember there being a Made in Abyss question, but sure, I remember the list.
It was like where do the main characters go to find these things? And me and Sydney were so stumped on it. And John was just getting really pissed off. He was like, where from the show
Made in Abyss.
Made in Abyss.
Where does Rico from Made in Abyss claim the star compass points?
You bitch. Thank you. Okay.
In the Abyss.
Yeah.
At the bottom of
the abyss.
I knew it, but I let you have it. You're welcome.
Where does the star compass point? Is the bottom of the abyss.
It's just like, I wonder where.
yeah, that was the question, and that was the answer.
God.
That was a good video. I'll link that one in the description.
We get really drunk.
That was
also
expected.
Sydney won like halfway through it. There was 15 minutes of that video that didn't need to be made.
No, dude, it
we
definitely
were just so drunk that we didn't.
It definitely needed to exist.
we were so drunk we didn't realize that like she actually won halfway through.
My favorite part of that video was John like reading the answer to the question about Berserk and Pokemon and being like, "Holy shit! If this is true," like I felt really happy with that question.
Man, that was such a good question because we were just all of us were mind blown.
Which
like even John reading the question was like, "Holy shit!"
Which, for the record, that was like for the audience, which may not know the correlation between those two shows, is that they were animated the same year by OLM, and basically after they started making Pokemon, that's basically all they do. Which I don't blame them because that leads to a giant fuck ton of money. So it's good. It's a good business move. All right, so the next one is courtesy of my boy Alejandro, who is actually right now designing a new avatar for me. So shout out to Alejandro. His art is great. You should commission him to make things for you. He's awesome.
Fucking do it. Hashtag sponsored.
Yeah. Maybe I'll get a discount on my next commission. I'm kidding, man. I'll pay full price. All right. So his top 5 are DBZ, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Gurren Lagann, A Silent Voice, and Mob Psycho 100.
First of all, Mob Psycho is one of those where I look at it, and for the past, like before Mob Psycho 2 came out, my thoughts were like, man, Mob Psycho definitely top 5, and then I forgot about it, and I never brought it back up again, and then when people mention it, I'm like, oh yeah, top 5. So when I see it on a top 5, it makes me happy. I feel good. A Silent Voice, still not as good as The Boss Baby, but I'll let it slide. Gurren Lagann, for somebody to still say Gurren Lagann is still one of their favorites, that means that show is that good to them. Because I had Gurren Lagann as one of my favorites for a long time, and then I dropped it way down. And because I just tried rewatching it, and it was hype, but it wasn't as good as the first time. So props to people who still get hype over Gurren Lagann. That's some fucking love. JoJo's, man, shit. Zawada, though, all up in that mess. And then Dragon Ball Z is, let's see. I'm trying to think if you mean like actual Dragon Ball Z or just Dragon Ball series in general, which I assume is what people say when they say their favorite thing is Dragon Ball Z.
Well, let's rate it by parts. Let's rate it by parts because I have thoughts when it comes to Dragon Ball. I'll go ahead and I'll go first. My favorite part of the Dragon Ball story is the original Dragon Ball. I love how it starts off and the story is really focused on the Dragon Balls, and the fighting is kind of like the vehicle that delivers on those goals. And then you have the World Martial Arts Tournament being a major focal point, and you see the growth that Goku has as a person, and him encountering like very visible obstacles and overcoming those obstacles. I think it's by far my favorite part, and it's also for me the funniest part of the series. Dragon Ball Z is great, but unless you're watching Z Kai, you're gonna get bogged down with a ton of filler and just things stretched out to be way longer than they really have to be. Then Super, I've only seen up to like the Goku Black arc. I was waiting for the rest of it to get dubbed. I don't know if it's done already, but I want to watch all of.
It's not done. It's up at. They're starting to dub the Tournament of Power, which is like the most hype of the thing. So give it a few more months, and it should be all ready.
Okay, so as soon as that's done, I'm gonna watch the rest of it dubbed, and then I'll watch the Broly movie. As for fucking GT can suck a dick.
Man, it was funny because when you said that, I understand what GT was trying to do, but they failed miserably. Because like when you said, oh yeah, Dragon Ball, it was main focus of the Dragon Balls. Some guy at GT was just like, yo, what if we do that, but with space?
Yeah, but I don't like Pan.
I love Pan. I hate everybody else.
That's fair.
I like Pan. It was like, I remember in GT, it was supposed to be Goten that was supposed to go with them, and then it was Pan instead. And I'm like, I don't know if I would have liked Goten more. That's why I always say I like Pan. Because I think about it, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I just think Goten would have rather stayed at Earth and just fuck random bitches from his school.
Yeah, probably.
Goten was a player.
He was.
Let's see.
All right, the next.
Which reminds me, I actually got to use that picture because in my back in the day, I changed a lot of my friends on my phone to Dragon Ball Z characters, and my brother was Goten, my little brother, and I'm like, now that he's like an old ass fucking man, at the age of 20, I gotta update his to the GT Goten, or the end of Z, I guess technically.
Yeah.
I would. Let's see. Mob Psycho, Silent Voice, Gurren Lagann, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Dragon Ball Z. I would rate this, and for some reason I'm going from bottom to top. I would say action fans, pretty hype people, I'd give it a 3.8 Gurren Lagann episode 8s out of.
See, I would have gone with, if anything, 4.0 manly combinations, or not combinations, fuck. Okay. Fusions, whatever the shit they call.
That's true. Man,
all right,
I
well,
love
fusions
how
would work perfectly with Dragon Ball. There you go. That's the word that we're gonna roll with.
I'm just really surprised. I don't know. Episode 8, I don't know why that number rang a bell to me so easily. I was like, man, the one where Blank dies, that one.
I like how we're so careful with like very important spoilers.
Yeah.
But like, we always throw up the spoiler warning.
People who've seen it are like, oh yeah, episode 8, man, that sucks. And then people who haven't seen it are like, yo, what the fuck happens in episode 8? My favorite was I was at ASEN and we got into where I got into an elevator with one of the Psychopaths characters that they were cosplaying. And I was like, yo, dude, absolutely loved you in episode 14. And he was like, what? And he thought about it and he goes, oh, you're a fucking dick.
I think I know it's one of the enforcers, right? That you're talking about?
Yeah, I don't think it was a episode 14. I can't remember what I said, but I knew I hit it right on the line and I was pretty happy with myself. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe it was 11. Oh, well. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm really bad at remembering episode numbers. I just kind of like get the vague idea of what the plot is trying to convey, and I just roll with it. So let's go on to the next one, which is Anders Anderson. Before I say his top 5, shouts for the honorable mention for Mahujin Guru Guru.
はいでは
That you know, that makes you a homie. I'm gonna go ahead and like your comment right now. So anyways, the ones that he has listed are Psycho Pass, Gintama, Gundam Zeta, Kill la Kill, Samurai Champloo. You should have saved your Psycho Pass story for now. Do you have a Psycho Pass story now?
Man, you're right, because it's right there.
It is.
What a transition. I meant to do that.
It was well timed out. Good on you, Dakota.
Hey, I'm just trying to tell the future. Psycho Pass, like we talked about, it's pretty fucking good. I've only watched it once, and I haven't done a rewatch of it, and I really fucking enjoyed it. The movie was great, also.
I've not seen the movie.
It's pretty nice. It takes season 2, and it's like, we know it's here in the universe, but fuck it, we're gonna write the story around the where the first 2 left off emotionally, and I don't know. I just remember really enjoying Psycho Pass as a first time watch.
Like, I just realized or remembered that I own the Psycho Pass movie and I just haven't seen it yet. So I will eventually do that in the very near future.
I just started watching Outlaw Star.
That is a little late. You're a little late to the party, but hey, you know what? That's fine.
Well, because we were talking about how in one of the podcasts, spoilers
for a future episode.
Yeah, we were like, so-and-so gave me Outlaw Star, and I was like, I need to watch Outlaw Star, so I sat down and watched it a little bit. It's pretty fucking good. A lot of 90s waifus. I'm a big fan of 90s waifus.
It's pretty good, man. It's definitely a
Cat
good time.
Girl is best girl.
I mean, who would argue?
So, Gintama, we already know that Dee's in love with you. So, and like I said, I have a mad respect for anybody who can watch all of Gintama. Gundam Zeta, never watched it. Kill la Kill, hype fucking show. Always been a fan of Kill la Kill. Love Kill la Kill. I remember watching it. I remember weird things happening. I remember that's the day when Kill la Kill came out. That's when I was like, all right, cool. So this is what Trigger's going to be trying to go for. So always a fan of Kill la Kill as a staple for Trigger. And then Samurai Champloo is nice. It's fucking classy. And I need to give it a rewatch one day when I'm sick.
So
what about you?
So I really like the first season of Psycho Pass. I really fucking hate the second season of Psycho Pass. The second season just gets everything fucking wrong, and I really hate the villain. And not the good kind of hate where like, oh, you know, this guy's a dick. You know, this is like
literally the first season
of
Psycho
least
Pass.
Interesting villain, even though like, oh, it's a very similar idea as the villain from the first season. It's just.
Which is terrible.
It's just not
way to go about writing.
It's just not very good. Then there's Gintama, which I've only seen like 10 episodes of, but they were great. And then I realized there was 400 episodes, and I'm like, this is gonna have to wait for another day. The only Gundam I've seen is Wing, and I know that's most Gundam fans would tell me that I need to watch better Gundam, and you're probably right, fam. I've seen.
You want to know who needs to watch better Gundam is me, who has only seen G Gundam.
I mean, G Gundam is amazing. What are you talking about? I've only seen bits and pieces, but I'm gonna count it. I've also seen 6 episodes of Gundam Build Fighters. Gundam Build Fighters is pretty amusing. I like Gundam Build Fighters. It took 6 episodes for me to like it, and then I'm like, oh, I don't have time to watch anymore, and I just never got around to it. I think I was watching it on the Gundam YouTube channel, and I should probably get back to watching it. And that's like an official YouTube channel, so that's not piracy.
Hey.
So, you know, supporting the industry and all that. Kill la Kill, I really like. It took a lot of thinking about what Kill la Kill was trying to do for me to really get and appreciate it. It's not a favorite for me, but it's still a pretty good show. I love its soundtrack. Some of the fights, while they can look a little wonky in places, still are really interesting to look at. Samurai
I may have to give Kill la Kill a rewatch.
Yeah, I think I need to do so as well, like specifically in Blu-ray quality. And then there's Samurai Champloo, which is Shinichiro Watanabe doing his thing, and then there's hip hop and shit. So it's totally my jam. I think the only critique I have about Champloo is there may be some episodes that I would remove just to streamline the experience a bit better. So yeah, I think
My
I think
favorite
that's
one is
basically
when they do a eating contest, and then she gets fat, and then she loses the weight instantly when she has to run away, and that's all I know.
I mean, I just like all the fight scenes. They're all really well done. So yeah.
There are honestly my favorite part about Champloo is the characters themselves and how they like react in everyday situations, and like I don't know. Like I said, the food eating contest is hilarious to me because you have the guy who's fucking winning and gives up by accident by taking a fly, and then the other guy who just like, no, I can't do this, and just gave up. And I think their everyday situations are amazing to me outside of the fighting, but the fighting is also really fucking good.
All right, so the next one.
I would rate that.
Oh shit!
I forgot about rating. I was like, oh shit, we got to give Anderson some love. I'd give that 3 scissors blades out of 5.
You and your fixation with scissoring Dakota.
Man, good old classic 2014 Dakota. You can't forget him.
All right, so the next one is from Sandra. Sandra's top 5 are Ava, Honey and Clover, Steins Gate, Shirobako, and Cardcaptor Sakura.
I like how she specifies that she did rewatch it and still loves it, because a lot of these that get put down, that people put down, not that calling anybody out in here, but just in general, people put that down and they haven't rewatched it in maybe 15 years, but they still hold it in high regards. So I appreciate you stating the fact that you rewatched it.
That's what's up from this list. I love Steins Gate. I said that earlier. Ava is in my top 5. Sandra mentioned specifically that she's not including the rebuilds, and I don't blame you for not including them. They're nice.
Man, fuck the pink bitch.
All right. The rebuilds at least are interesting to look at, but from a story perspective, for what they do to the characters, I could do without them. I'm fine with just Ava the series and End of Ava, and that's it. And I just want a Blu-ray copy of it on my shelf. We're getting a Blu-ray version, I would imagine, on Netflix really soon, so I'm very excited for that. She mentioned Honey and Clover, which I haven't seen, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. And Shirobako. Shirobako is my second favorite PA Works show. That's following Hanasaku Iroha. So
man, that's a whole new game that you mentioned that. I've never listed my top 5s per studio.
Dude, we'll be here all day. There's like a billion studios.
Save it for another bonus episode, another Baka bonus.
Maybe we'll do that shit. We can go by studios, like we'll Baka bonus for each studio. So like JC Staff, PA Works, Production IG, Madhouse,
Dean.
We can skip Dean. And
Gonzo.
Yeah, so we need a score for Sandra. So what are you gonna rate?
Let's see here.
What are you gonna rate her shit?
What do I? I'm gonna give them. Okay, I'm gonna give this a 3.5 clear cards out of 5 because I want to hear your thoughts on clear card. Go ahead and reply, please.
I wonder, because I have only ever seen 20 episodes of Cardcaptor Sakura. So I'm never going to watch Clear Card because I don't know if I will ever get around to finishing that show. And the last one that we're going to talk about today is from Caribou-kun. And his list includes Ashita no Joe, Legend of the Galactic Heroes, Ojamajo Doremi, Berserk 97, and Kaiji. Any thoughts, Dakota? This is a very retro list.
This is a very this is like retro recommendation to the fucking max.
Like the newest show on here is Kaiji.
That's saying something. He also has the original Ashita no Joe, not Megalobox, which is I want to know your thoughts on Megalobox first. But let's see. I watched all of these in the late of 2014. You're actually not a baby compared to us. You're actually a fucking mad lad, which is amazing. Berserk 97. I love the first part of it because it shows Guts just taking down some snake guy in the flames. It's pretty fucking cool. Probably one of the coolest fight scenes we're ever going to get out of Berserk. Yes, I'm calling out, including 2016 and 17, not including the movies. That's a different story. Legend of Galactic Heroes is something I need to watch. And let me look up Ojam.
Ojamaja Doremi is a magical girl show.
Okay, sign me the fuck up. Let's see. Oh, I recognize this. Did you ever watch this?
I have not.
I recognize this. I haven't watched it, but I recognize it. All right, cool. I'm gonna give this one for the just for the retro. I'm giving it 3.25. Put Your Grasses On Berserk opening number 1 out of 5.
I do have some comments to make about these shows. So Ashita no Joe, I haven't finished, but is excellent. Some people would argue that it's better than Hajime no Ippo. I'm not one of those people, but I do think it's a really good show, and maybe my opinion will change when I finish it. I have had the ending spoiled for me, and I avoided that ending for years, and just one day I was casually listening to a Let's Play, and someone spoiled it.
No fucking way.
Someone's a dick. I'm not going to say who. Then Legend of the Galactic Heroes, honestly, when I tried to watch it, I kept falling asleep. But that's more on me because like I would watch it late at night thinking, okay, this is the perfect time to watch the space opera show. Let me watch the space opera show. And then it didn't work out for me.
Today's the day I watched the space opera show.
So yeah, I do want to watch it at some point because that's like how you get your real street cred when it comes to being, you know, a seasoned anime watcher. So yeah, at some point I'm gonna have to watch it. At one point it was all on YouTube. Like someone pirated the shit and put it up there and it stayed on here forever. I don't think it's still up anymore. And I think, is it Sentai that has that license? Has a
for what?
For Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
I would imagine.
And I think they sell it for like $700 or $800. So like,
I don't know if that doesn't sound like.
No, I'm pretty sure that.
Oh, it's a box set.
It's a box.
You're right. It is Sentai Film.
It's a $700 or $800 box set. It's,
Jesus fuck nuggets.
Well, the thing is that people would legitimately buy that show because it's Legend of the Galactic Heroes, and people have been wanting to own it for like 30 years. So,
man, I'm just gonna. How was the 2018 rendition of it? Was that a thing? Was that good?
I have not seen it, but I've heard it's pretty good. So,
okay,
maybe I'll watch that instead. Let me know in the comments if I can use that as a substitution. Berserk 97 has its whole picturesque aesthetic. I like it. It's been many, many years since I've seen it, so I need to rewatch it. But I remember being enamored by its visuals. And Kaiji, which is the last one on his list, is in my all-time top 20, maybe even a top 10. It's brilliant use of visual metaphor. It's like the way it builds tension and the way it like sets its stakes and makes you very concerned for the sake of Kaiji, and how not everything works out for the main character all the time. Like it lends a real air of danger to the main character. So I love Kaiji. Kaiji is an excellent show, and yeah, it looks kind of weird, but it's still really good.
Yeah, and I remember you mentioning a long time ago. I don't know. I think I remember hearing you always say something about Kaiji being good.
It's extremely good. I highly, 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 highly recommend it. Of the shows that we've talked about today, I think for the newer anime watchers, it's probably one of the more obscure ones. It's not obscure at all. Like if you've been around for a while, but if you're relatively new to the medium, you may not have heard of Kaiji. It is something that people should take their time to watch. It's pretty short.
Yeah, honestly.
It's pretty short, and it's really legitimately good.
Just cash it in.
Yep. All right. So you already gave your rating for this, so I think we're good.
I would say if there was a question to leave off to you, the viewer, Is today your day to watch the space opera
That's a
and or spend $800?
that's a a deep and meaningful question, Dakota. They should answer that question. Are you gonna watch the space opera? Yes or no? Let us know in the comments. So that's it for this Baka bonus. Thank you for watching. The first episode got a lot of love. Lots of new subscribers. Thank you all for checking out our show. We're going to try and keep it weekly. We've got episode 1 done and ready to be uploaded. I'm going to go ahead and schedule that so it uploads Friday at 4 p.m. And that is what date on the calendar is that? I should know these dates. It's going to be the 8th. So Friday, February 8th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks again for watching our show. And my name is Lou. And with me today was Dakota.
Hey, it's me, Dakota Broski, just saying, feel no shame, no shape, weather change the phrase, even mothers will show you another way, so put your glasses on, nothing will go wrong. This is where the drums start hitting in, and then we just fade out, and the intro just fades, and then we get the ending card on it, and everything goes to black, and it's just drums and fucking everything. I'm really tired right now. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I think we can stop it there, Dakota. Everybody, I hope you have a nice night. Goodbye.